Dwane's World. Excellent.
Party time.
Party. Okay, anyways. 3-point time, apparently. This quote straight from the mouth of Dwane Casey. We are working on 3-point shooting this summer. Everyone has a plan, including Jonas. Wow. DeMar. Yep. Hope to make 30 to 32 3-pointers a game. Hoping to make 30 to 32.
That's got to be take. It's got to be take 30.
They're gonna.
Yeah, that's got.
They attempted 24. This year they're gonna make 30. That's like 90 points from behind the 3-point line. But anyways,
I think they're taking 30 a game.
He meant to say take. Here's the question though: can you shift your identity that much, relying on internal growth from the 3, or do they not have to bring some guys in who can shoot the ball? Dan Gladman.
Well, I mean, you got to do both, but it does start with a different game plan and a different offensive mindset, which is if you're open for the 3, no thinking about it. You just shoot it. It doesn't matter who you are. This is a weapon. And as the stats have shown, just by simply attempting a certain number of 3s, regardless of the percentage, you still increase your chances of scoring more points. So from a cultural perspective, they have to do it. But on the flip side and being quick, yeah, you need to add some more guys who are more prolific at 3-point shooting.
Randy?
I mean, you know, you want to stay with the trend, but the Spurs didn't make a lot of 3s this year. They shot a great percentage, but they weren't near the top in 3 attempts.
You were at Mega City. You were at the top of the attempts.
I take a lot of 3s.
Yeah, you do. I know. I'm a point guard. But isn't this a new trend in the NBA? Wait, hold on. Let me ask Rock something. You played Euro basketball. This is where a lot of this influence comes from. A league that's so dependent on the 3-ball. Is it necessary, absolutely necessary, that the Raptors do this, and can they do it with the guys that are there?
No, I mean, I think you definitely have to shift. I mean, the top 2 teams in the NBA now, Cleveland and Golden State, you know, they
by far top 2.
By far, and I think Cleveland shoots 43% from the 3. And
but they have the 2 best players in the NBA, so it's like a.
They also have 2 of the best 3-point shooters.
It's
in
weird.
Yeah, they have great shooters. Yeah, I think.
But that's what you're competing with.
Yeah, I think you need to bring in
but
shooters.
they're not the best teams because they're making 3s, though. I don't think.
Sure, but Randy,
maybe Golden State is because they've got Steph,
the
but
playoff series, it was like the Raptors and Cavs were playing a different game.
Yeah.
The Cavs were shooting 3s, and the Raptors were shooting 2s. So anytime the Raptors got a couple of 2-point buckets, Cleveland would just come back with a 3, and it was no contest. I think they do have to make the adjustment. You know, and it's not just Cleveland. It's not just Golden State. Boston is shooting a lot of 3-pointers. In the Milwaukee series, we saw them relying on the 3-ball a lot. The whole league is moving in that direction, and I think they have to keep up, and they do have to shoot more 3s.
Yeah.
Okay, but the Spurs won over 60 games again without shooting the 3.
They're an anomaly. You can't like.
Yeah,
you can't say, like,
that's
well,
a different.
You know,
What?
because they have
LeBron
always been
James
an
is an
anomaly.
That's a different scenario.
LeBron James is
Yeah.
an anomaly, right?
That's another anomaly. Yep. Let's switch now. The Raptors had the 23rd pick in the draft this year. Not sure what you're going to get there, but it's a position that has been successful before. What do you think they should do at 23? What do they need to do? Do they need to address a specific part of the team's game, or just get the best player available on the board? Randy.
I think at that point you got to go for the best athlete. At that, you know, it's a crapshoot at 23. So get the guy that you think can probably jump out of the gym. You're
going with athletes?
Yeah. I like athletes at that. I mean, look, Giannis Antetokounmpo was what, 17, something like that. I mean, that's
but that was
not 23.
really good advance European scouting to find that.
Yeah, sure.
If you can find something like that,
it's there.
Yeah.
Draymond Green was 35, second round. Like, there are people out there.
I think you have a great point with Draymond Green. And another name that comes to mind is Malcolm Brogdon. And I can't remember where he was drafted, but you're talking about guys who stayed in school, played 2, 3.
You want a 4-year guy.
Maybe even a 4-year guy who comes in and is a seasoned player and is ready to go right now. And you don't have to bring him along
Norm Powell
gradually. Yeah, exactly.
Isaiah Thomas.
Someone who's ready to play.
Where was Isaiah Thomas drafted?
60th overall.
60th. So there are people out there that
and Brogdon,
there for sure.
Shouts out the Sweets for throwing this in my ear. 36th, Malcolm Brogdon.
36,
there you go.
Right.
If you could get a Malcolm Brogdon kind of player around that 23 pick, you would have someone who can step in and contribute right away.
All right, speaking of stepping in, apparently it looks like Serge Ibaka stepping into a contract. A lot of rumors, potentially $20 million a season. Apparently the deal's already done. My question, Rocco, would you rather, knowing Kyle Lowry is returning before you start locking in pieces that you feel are kind of dependent on his presence, or are you comfortable with this move?
No, I'm comfortable with it. I mean, I think it's hard to find a shot blocking big who could, stretch the floor.
Yeah.
I think his numbers have gone down a bit in terms of his shot blocking percentage, but he's still one of the best, defending fours out there. So, if we could keep a guy like that, by all means.
Randy, you happy?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think whether Kyle stays or doesn't stay, Serge Ibaka is a nice piece to have on your team. And yeah, watching him from afar, sort of his numbers decline a little bit, just, not being able to watch every single OKC game or Orlando game this year, but then to see him up close and personal, to watch what he does bring to the table, the kind of attitude that he has. And, one thing I really liked about him was he doesn't hesitate. Mm-hmm. When he wants to take a shot, he takes a shot. Now, I don't think he should take that transition three, but the spot up three or the one dribbles three, I think he can hit. I just like that when it seemed like they needed a bucket, he's like, I'm going to take the shot at least.
Well, listen, part of his numbers dipped because in Orlando they had him playing the points at the time.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
He's coaching.
Dan Gladman, Chris Bosh. Apparently, him and the Miami Heat have worked out a deal. The paperwork is still being reviewed, but it's a buyout that gives him his $26 and $28 million over the next 2 years. But do you feel Chris Bosh plays on an NBA court again now this is out of the way?
I don't think he will play again. I don't think he should play.
He wants to.
He sure does, but it's a big liability for any team and the league to put him out there. And I feel horrible for him. Chris Bosh deserves better than this. But the fact of the matter is, he's had an amazing basketball career as a professional. He's won championships. He's had good times. He's made tons of money. Okay, Chris, please, give it up. You're not healthy.
So are we all in agreement then? No one. He's done. He's done.
What's the point?
So then, what's the point?
Yeah,
So they're giving you $30 million a year. I'm putting my life on the line. But question, Rocco, here's for you. Is Chris Bosh a first ballot Hall of Famer?
I definitely think so.
Yeah.
I mean, Tracy just got in. And
that's ridiculous. Can I just say that? That's ridiculous. Tracy McGrady does not belong in the Hall of Fame.
I agree.
Well, I mean, it is what it is now. He's in there, and, their numbers are relatively the same. And he has 2 rings to go with it. So I think he's first ballot without question.
I think that video of Tracy scoring 12 points in 36 seconds or something was circulating around the time that people that guy's Hall of Famer. That's what happened.
He did lead the league in scoring a couple times.
Yeah,
he did.
And he was a most improved. He got a most improved.
But
he had a good 5-year run, guys.
It's so easy to get into the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's just
19 and 8 gets you there, right? That's what he is.
Gold medal, not one of the better Olympic teams, but whatever. Anyways. Still more to come here on Canada's home for Talking Hoops. We got to talk about the All-Star Game being moved back to Charlotte and whether or not the NBA has done their job to move Charlotte forward into the 22nd century. We'll be back with that and more on Randy Urban's favorite TV show. Hangout!